So what you're saying, you're not saying she's a gold digger.
But she ain't messing with no broke nizzle. It's
and
what
the
it
thing
is.
I would have had to, the worst part is I said digger. I didn't even say digga. So like you have to completely go off a different route because if not, you'll be caught into that same situation. Like that country artist. Did you hear about that shit?
What?
There was this country artist who apparently has been blowing up in a wild way. Like, you know, right now you can get a buzz. Like he's like gotten a lot of like CMT nominations. He has like his Morgan Wallen, okay? He was suspended by his label, dropped by radio and CMT after using a slur.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this video of him drunk.
Wait.
And they're getting to the house.
Wait, hold on. Why are they acting like they don't say slurs? This is country music.
Now, hold on. Here's what he said.
Doom doom. I'm an elf.
He said,
So?
like what they said, like what you see in the camera is whatever's going on, you're going into the house, and I don't know if there's a car or what the situation is. Maybe it's an Uber.
pull up the
They're
video.
drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, hey, take care of that pussy ass beep. Now, it was the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was with the ER or an A.
Doesn't matter.
But here's the thing, though.
Regardless,
Hold on. Here's the thing.
And where?
When you're drunk, have you ever, not you, but if you're drunk, have you ever done or said stupid shit when you're not really thinking?
Yeah.
And then can you 100% be judged by that? It's just like, I'm like, I understand. I understand.
Yeah, I mean,
but getting dropped off the label, getting dropped off radio, getting dropped off CMT, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That is.
I mean, like, your words have power. You know, there's consequences to what you say.
That is
But then
true.
we see that someone like Nick Cannon, because he's not looked at in the same light as someone like this country singer, can say something anti-Semitic and then be dropped from his big network, and then afterwards do some things,
after the fire dies
rehabilitate,
down.
and then be able to kind of come back and reconcile.
Yeah.
I don't think we give that same I don't like right to redemption or road to redemption.
Well, I don't
to
think
certain people.
But do you think it's? I don't know, man. I was gonna say
with cancel culture, are we ever gonna have rule books in our society where we kind of say, okay, look,
why'd you touch my knee?
I was trying to touch the table, your knee was in the
Canceling you.
way. So with that, when somebody feels a certain way, because you can't control what people's feelings are, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
So if someone feels a certain way and feels like what you did was this, and then they choose to have a campaign or whatever it is, and however the cancellation of whatever it is, we don't have, like we said, a set up justice system. We don't have a
Like in the media
legitimate road to
platforms?
redemption.
Yeah.
Like, should we have like laws like, okay, you did this, that means we're gonna take a pause on your career for about a year, or no one's like, you're gonna have to take a break to rehabilitate, rethink what your structure is. We're not gonna support you as a community, and you got to figure your shit out. And then when you come back and when you address it, and you've done enough to where we feel like you've done this, I don't understand what it could be, but I feel like there has to be some sort of road to redemption, because if not, you're just exiling people from society, or what are you doing? Like, you dox them, then they get fired from their job. Like, we're talking about, like, yeah, it happens to celebrities and that happens, but when it happens to like regular everyday people, they like get fired from their jobs, like their families like feel this or whatever because they're getting all this pressure.
Right.
Then what do? Like, you just go away from the internet, and then you have to just...
Man, that's a really hard one to touch on, because it's like, where do you stand, right?
Yeah.
It's like, because there in our society, there's no middle. So you see like cancel culture, and then you see people who are like, we don't give a fuck. So it's like, where do you stand? There's somewhere in the middle where we need to be, and
I think
we don't know where
This is just all new. We haven't figured out the rules.
Exactly.
We haven't figured out.
So fresh. We've been
To
living.
me, I feel like you gotta have the grace you expect for yourself. You gotta extend that out for other people.
But we don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I know, but I'm saying
We
like,
just throw grenades on the internet, cover our ears, and continue on with our day.
Yeah.
And
like,
you said it
that's
best. You Zen said it best, and
I'm
it's
talking about like not on the internet, like in real life is like
That stuff doesn't exist in real life.
it's on both sides of the spectrum, though.
it kind of does though.
No, it
Like
doesn't.
here's the thing.
Because you got like, let's say you got like that problematic family member, and then you could try to like educate them in like a.
But they're not going to listen to
way.
you. They're not going to listen to
So
you.
there's two ways, and I've been on both sides of this situation with that.
He
So
has. Go ahead.
here's the thing: when you have an argument with somebody in real life, there's actual dialogue exchange, and you have tone, you have resources of where you're able to like tell them what you mean, and they're kind of forced to listen to you. They can't just like ignore what you said on Twitter or whatever, or just block you and just say whatever they want.
You said it
freely.
best about how liberals are on Twitter, specifically Twitter, and just actually in general, kind of. It's like on Twitter, like you said, you can throw the grenade in, and then you cover yourself, and it's like you say something on. And I feel like this actually applies to real life as well. So you're talking to somebody who's like an extreme left liberal, right? And you're a moderate person. You're right smack dab in the middle. And I think that's the best place to be because a little bit, life is all about moderacy. So, like I said, you told me one time, it was like you can talk to a liberal and they can give you all these like left extremist ideas and arguments. And then you're like, well, you see, here's the sense of balance that I think it needs. And they're like, do you entirely agree with what I'm saying? And you're like, well, no. They're like, then you're fucking racist and you are just a piece of shit. You're like, no, you have to listen to me. And I think that's the biggest problem in our society is people just don't want to listen. And that's on both sides of the spectrum. Yeah. Too far right, too far left. If you're not listening to somebody who's entirely too far right and you're not agreeing with all their ideas, then you're a liberal cuck. And if you're not agreeing with the liberal cuck, then you're a fucking far right racist person.
So here's the thing: is I think everyone on the internet is mad pussy, and like what you see is you could be in front of somebody, and this is why I say it doesn't exist in real life, because if somebody says something that you can kind of find offensive or you don't agree with, in that moment, you probably won't confront them. Because you don't have the power there, right? So you might hold on. You might see somebody. I've seen this kind of stuff where a lot of people, the majority of the people, there are wild people that talk in real life, and that's cool. Sometimes I think it's good to have conversation.
Kind of like you and Ryan, you guys go back and forth, because you guys have different views.
Now, if somebody says something that you feel is offensive, or if you see something going on that you don't agree with, you're gonna say "yikes" in your head. You're gonna like, "What was that?" And then you're going to go onto your phone and be like, can you believe that this person that was right?
That's what our society is now.
And I think it's just because we're like, yeah, man, like we don't, like you said, like we're just like, we don't have like the courage to like say it to their face.
Because here's the problem is if you say something.
It's the pussification of our society.
You're not gonna get,
there's two different ways.
Like you're not going to get punched in the face for it.
You're not going to get punched in the face, or you don't have like the actual information that you think, because what if you say this and that and then they hit you with something that you weren't expecting? Then what do you do? What do you do?
Then you learn.
But see, a lot of people don't want to learn. They want to be right. So then now you're wrong, but you don't want to be wrong. So you can't be wrong.
It's the degrading.
You can't be wrong in an echo chamber where everyone agrees with you.
Okay,
exactly.
I think what we have to do is give each other the ability to be wrong, and give each other the ability to like learn. Which does not exist on the internet, but I think it's something
and that's a given though. In our people, but that's the thing.
It's crazy that in the time of, sorry to cut you off, but
go ahead.
In the time of like we have the entire like human knowledge in our phones, and people act the stupidest.
Yeah, because you find your group. You literally, it's tribalism again.
Yes,
because you don't even have to look at faces. It's tribalism in ideas, or it's tribalism in this. So your whole Twitter feed is people who agree with you, and you follow people who you agree with,
and like reinforcing
what you say. Yeah. So when you say something there, everyone's like, "You go, girl."
I was talking to my friend Jared, and there's this quote by Fyodor Dostoevsky that says, and I told you about it, Zen. Man loves to create and build roads, but also passionately loves chaos and destruction. And that is, in my head, when I first read that, I was like, that's literally social media in a quote. Because it was a revolutionary thing that was built to unite us, and like people that you don't see all the time, or people that you're not always connected with, let's say your friends in other countries, your friends in other states, just people that you're not like very close to all the time, you can see what's going on in their lives, and it's basically just a way to bring people together. That was the way that it was originated, right?
Yeah.
That was the origin of social media. But it's come to this thing where it's separating us. Families are literally breaking apart before our eyes on this social media platform. And also, it's like, it was, like I said, it was this way to build us and bring us together and unite us in a stronger, basically in like neurological kinship. But it's like, it's become this thing where you go to like compare yourself to people, and it's this thing meant to build us is actually degrading us as a society.
And now we go onto the thing of where I say that there's certain roads to redemption, certain things that
Do you think that's the same thing for social media? Do you think there is a road to redemption for social media?
there isn't right now. I don't know if that's going to eventually
Or for
be
all media,
created.
not even social media.
Because you can't even, like, let's say you start doing well and like you do things for the community, you educate yourself, and then
Right.
you post it. Then people are gonna be like, "Oh, were you just doing that so you can get like
Exactly.
on the
because
And you
everybody
never
thinks
know.
that thinks that everything is a sense of, is like for chauvinistic purposes.
And here's the weird thing, though, is there's two different extremes. And this is why I want to go into something real quick, because I want to give two examples of people being quote unquote canceled or being attacked or being came for on social media. And we can see the difference in severities, and we can see the similarity in effect.
Okay.
Chrissy Teagan has recently been getting a lot of heat
What did she
because
do?
she
Oh, yeah.
tweeted.
What did she-
She tweeted
Oh, that thing about the
where
wine.
she just wrote like, "What's the most expensive thing that you've ever like eaten that you didn't even enjoy?" And then she tells a story about going to a restaurant with John, and then like them asking her if she wanted like this wine. There was this cab or something, and like they didn't even finish it. They didn't even really like it. And then they cleared it from the table, and it was like a $13,000 bottle of wine that like was on the tab or whatever.
Holy shit.
And so she tweets that, and pretty much everyone starts coming for her, being like, "You're not relatable. Like, you're not."
Shut the
Yeah,
fuck
that's
up,
stupid because
dude.
that could happen to everyday people. Like, okay, that happened to me recently. So-
$13,000,
No,
brother?
no. I have the middle class version of that.
Right.
So me and my fiance, we go to celebrate our 4 years, and we go
Right,
to
yeah.
the steakhouse that was really, really good. So we're at the steakhouse, we're ordering the steaks, and then the waitress says, "Oh, do you want garlic butter on your steak, or do you want truffle butter?" Of course, you're gonna say
Truffle butter.
Yeah, like not even a question. Like,
Yeah.
Truffle
why
butter
you even
goes
asking
fucking
me?
hard, dog.
Yeah, exactly. So we get it. We're enjoying ourselves. Blah blah blah. I get the bill. The two things of truffle butter, $10 each.
That's wild.
I didn't know. She didn't tell me, "Hey, yo, it's extra." I didn't say it on the menu. "Hey, yo, it's extra for truffle butter."
Yeah. But I mean, I understand that, but it's truffles, dog.
No. That's to say that
It could
it's
happen.
It could happen. Like, it's not
could
like they
very
were like,
easily
"Hey,
happen.
give me your most expensive."
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Now, but
And then
what I'm saying is, look at that. You see that as an example where people are coming
And
for
here's
her,
the-
and she's
yeah.
getting attacked in the same way, right?
for the stupidest thing. And
Now-
here's the thing: people are gonna say that Chrissy Teigen, there goes all of your relatability, right? But you're not gonna relate with Chrissy Teigen if you're an average person.
Here's the thing: is it depends on what you try to portray. She tries to portray this look of being relatable to people. Everyone liked her because they felt like she was relatable. To be honest, I think people are getting annoyed by her because she's being so political all the time. Some people agree with that, but people who don't agree with that will find the first thing that they can to get you out of there, which is where the problem is when you try to play that game. Then you have another example.
Go ahead.
Right? Which is Marylin Manson being like accused of multiple accounts of like rape, sexual assault against like former girlfriends and shit like that. So like Evan Rachel Wood says, "The name of my abuser is Brian Warner, also known to the world as Marilyn Manson. He started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. I was brainwashed and manipulated into submission. I am done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail. I am here to expose this dangerous man and call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. I stand with the many victims who will no longer be silent." She's talked a lot about her abuse and stuff, but without saying a name and without just describing it as my abuser, this and that. And she has now finally been like, this is who it is. And since then, multiple people have come out and been like, yes, look, he was grooming me. He was doing these things pretty much just like by what you think Marilyn Manson ass shit. But you would just hope that that's just more of like a character, more of a music thing. and less of like a real life thing.
Who would have thought that his gimmick was real?
Yeah, but what I'm saying to this is look at two different dramatic cases, which are more than likely going to be treated the same online.
Yeah. That's
my thing where we get into this point where like, can we have charges? Can we have degrees? Can we have a structure that we put in place as a society to figure out how are we handling these cases and situations?
Because the Chrissy Teagan thing is ridiculous. Like, why are you mad at her for doing well in life and for like being able to afford those things?
Exactly.
And that just comes from jealousy and insecurity. Like, that's not being insensitive.
People that are like, well, there goes all your relatability, Chrissy Teagan. Like, dude,
it's Chrissy Teagan. She's a model.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
she's an influencer. There is going to be no relatability in an influencer because they're there to influence you.
So that's the kind of stuff that, like, I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty in like how things should be handled, and you just don't ever know anything you can say. You can just be, she's thinking like, I'm having a happy-go-lucky tweet. Hey, everybody, what do y'all think of this? And then immediately everything turns on her.
Yeah.
If I would have tweeted that thing, like the truffle butter, like the $10 truffle butter, do you think I would have gotten that response?
No, all your friends would have been like,
yeah. Or and they all would have seen it for what it was.
And now here, look at this, and then think about it this, you can't even win or lose. If anyone was going to attack you for anything, people would be like, poor ass, broke ass bitch can't afford $20 for some truffle butter.
Yeah.
Come on, bro, level up, get your shit up.
Yeah.
So it's like you'll never win.
And then
on social media you never win it. Like I said, it's this thing that was meant to unite us, and it's actually degrading us daily.